all for this. We're gonna stand on top with our hands in the sky. Gonna raise our cup to the stadium lights.
For Dog Pound Incorporated, the biggest win, his first win. Gutierrez wins the Indianapolis 250.
We celebrate with the city tonight. Hear the hometown cheer, it's the ultimate high.
And your 2023 Haas Indycar Series champion is Luna Lona in the 00.
We are now at the quarter mark for the 2024 Haas Indycar Series season, and after 3 road course races in a row, we are back on an oval, and we are here at the shortest oval that we will go to on the calendar. It's the Richmond International Raceway, the 3/4 mile short track in Richmond, Virginia, and we are here for race number 6 on the 2024 Haas IndyCar Series season. And it's the Smithfield, Virginia 100K here at the Richmond International Raceway. What's going on, everybody? Caleb here, and welcome to the Richmond International Raceway for the running of the Smithfield, Virginia 100K. We're on to race 6 now of the 2024 Haas IndyCar Series season. Like I said, we're now a quarter of the way through the season, and boy, we've already had probably about a season's worth of action so far. Still got a long way to go. Still got a lot more stories to tell, a lot more winners that we will have, and eventually we will end up with a champion to crown. But yeah, we're here at the shortest track that we will go to in the 2024 Haas IndyCar Series season. These 30 drivers will have to tackle the Richmond International Raceway for 83 laps of action. Now that may sound like a really long time, but these drivers, they'll probably be setting about 17, 18-second lap times consistently throughout the day. So this race should still go by relatively quickly. But it's going to be a lot of laps for these guys to log. And hey, we should have a pit stop during this race a little past the halfway mark. So that'll definitely make things interesting here. But taking a look at the point standings, coming off the last race at COTA, and misfortunes of a couple drivers has really scrunched the point standings up. Angel Oliveira, after her unfortunate pit mishap, last week at COTA, she still holds on to the point lead, but just barely. She has a 4-point lead over Thomas Troxel, who sits in second. Then you got Zachary Fitzwater up to third. He's 14 back. Chris Reynolds fell down to fourth after spinning into the gravel trap. He's 20 back. Bradley Bradshaw's 33 back. Brennan Wilmington, who's been on a tear recently, he's made his way up to 6th in points. He's 35 back. Max Anderson, he's 7th, 36 back. Logan Williams has fallen down to 8th. He's 39 back. Then you got Braden Perez in 9th, 58 back. And Nicholas Samadillo currently runs out your top 10 in points. He's 60 points back. But Samadillo, he's starting on that outside pole. I have to see what he can do. And speaking of which, starting on the pole is Brennan Wilmington. He's going to nab his 2nd pole of the season, and is going to become the first driver this season to nab multiple poles. Won the pole back at Willow Springs, finished on the podium. Just have to see if he can maybe do something like that here today. Maybe even nab the victory here at the Richmond International Raceway. But we'll just have to wait and see how things go. But with that being said, we'll take a quick look at your starting lineup for today's race, and we'll get these guys rolling here from the Smithfield, Virginia 100K. As aforementioned on the pole, it's the 34, Brennan Wilmington. Starting alongside the number 88 of Nicholas Samadillo. Both these guys top 10 in points, looking to potentially throw their way into the top points battle. I'll just have to see if that happens. Row number 2, we find last week's winner, the 20, Avery Alford. Currently sitting on 11th in points with a good shot of getting into the top 10 in points if things go his way tonight. He's starting alongside the number 27 of Ace Garcia. Row number 3, we find the 99 of Brad Stover, starting alongside Homestead winner, the 54 Bradley Bradshaw. Row number 4, we find the 55 of Noah Clifton, starting alongside Logan Williams, your Riverside winner. And rounding out the top 10, we've got Adra Baranowskis, who's coming into this race last in the point standings, looking for a good run. starting in the top 10 and on the inside. Good opportunity for a good points day here today. He's starting alongside the number 73 of Chris Reynolds. Looking for a little redemption after last week spinning into the gravel trap at Coda. Lost a lot of valuable points towards the championship. Just have to see what he can do tonight. But make sure all 30 of our drivers roll off all right. Looks like we're good. Race info and previous winners will be on the bottom left-hand side of your screen. It's going to be an 83-lap race here tonight, and we should see a cycle of pit stops a little bit past halfway if this thing goes green all the way. So that could potentially bring some interesting strategy in if this thing does stay green, but we'll just have to wait and see what happens. Pace car is going to make the left-hand turn onto the pit lane, and it's going to be the 34, Brennan Wilmington, and the 88 of Nicholas Samadillo, who's going to lead the field to the green flag. We're racing here in the Smithfield, Virginia 100K at the Richmond International Raceway. Coming back around to lead lap number 1, it will be Wilmington, but here comes Avery Alford in the 20, already trying to look to the inside for that race lead. And Alford's going to take it away here on lap number 2. 99, Brad Stover's made his way up to 3rd. Noah Clifton making his way up to 4th. Outside lane isn't the best option here. Once it gets rubbered in a little bit, it might start to work just a little bit, but still the inside lane here is the superior line, and you're seeing it right now so far as Samadillo right now is plummeling through the field. Now getting passed by the 75, Justin Zidell, who's already made his way up into the top 10. Good stuff there from Zidell. Otter Island Motorsports in desperate need of a good run, and Zidell so far delivering for that team. For a second, though, here comes the 99, Brad Stover to the inside of Wilmington, as right now Avery Alford trying to pull away and trying to get their second win in 2 races. Alford's really turned on the jets after that good race at Coda. Got a lot of momentum coming into this race. In fact, BO Racing as a whole should have a lot of momentum coming into this race. They got a double top 10 last week. Looking to potentially run it back here today. Have to see where Skylar Taylor is. Taylor actually running about near the top 15, so BO Racing looking to make significant gains in the owner standings, and this race is going to be a pretty big one for the owners because the owners' points from this race will dictate who gets an extra entry in the Indy 250, which will be coming up pretty soon, actually. I'll have to keep an eye out for that one. It's going to be a fun one. Justin Zidell. Zidell might have a pretty fast car here today. He's up to 4th now. Max Anderson is up to 5th. You got the 2 Dutch Atlantis racing cars racing up here in the top 10. That's really good to see. Atlantis Racing as a whole has not had a good season at all so far. Garcia had a good run at Riverside, and that's pretty much about it for Dutch Atlantis Racing, but they've got both their cars running up inside the top 10 right now. That's really going to be good for both of them in the owner standings, especially Alder Baranowskis, like I said, who's coming into this race last in the point standings. That is really going to help, but up front could have a potential battle for the lead heating up as the 99 of Brad Stover has caught up to the 20 of Alford, and now Stover is going to try to take a peek to the inside as they come to lap number 10. Side by side for the race lead as they go into 1. And it looks like Stover, he's going to take that spot away, and yes he is. Smooth Stover up to the race lead here on lap number 10. Avery Alford, though, not leaving the gearbox of that 99. Brennan Wilmington's trying to catch back up to these 2. Got a battle back here for the 5th position, Max Anderson and Justin Zidell. Anderson's going to move up and take that spot. Battle back here. Kinghart's made his way up into the top 10, but Bradshaw's trying to get by him right now. And there's Angel Olvera, who was really on a redemption run after last week. Olvera's had a lot of momentum throughout the season. Like I said, going into Coda, she was yet to finish outside the top 5 the entire season, but had a pit stop mishap at Coda, which, mind you, she was running in the top 10, I believe, or at the top 5 at the time. That caused that streak to end, and she is definitely looking for a good run here today to keep that points lead. But hey, look at this. Right in front of Olvera is the guy who's trying to challenge her for that points lead. It's the 52, Thomas Troxel. who comes into this race 4 points behind. And he's had a lot of misfortune so far this season. He's finished second, I think, 2-3 times so far this season. And it seems like every single time he's finished second, it has come in absolutely spectacular fashion. Homestead lost the race off of turn 4 to Bradley Bradshaw, and then Riverside lost it off the final corner to Logan Williams. Troxel, he's had some really good finishes this season, but I bet he hopes that those good finishes would have come from any other context. But taking a look back up front, another battle for the race lead. Avery Alford got back by the number 99, but Stover is going to try and take that spot back, and he's going to do so. Stover's back up to the race lead. Brennan Wilmington's trying to close, and Max Anderson, he's caught these top 3. Anderson might be one to watch out for here tonight. And, there's both the Dutch Atlantis racing cars. They're trying to make their way up towards the front. Then they're going to go side by side for the race lead again. Alford back to the inside of Stover. Anderson to the inside of Wilmington. He's going to take third away. Alford tried to peek to the inside of Stover there, but just wasn't close enough to make a move. And Stover is going to open up a little bit of a gap for that race lead, but Alfred's going to try to close that gap back in. Ace Garcia has caught up to all these guys, and he's going to try to battle for a potential podium finish here. Looking further on back, John Stewart has made his way up into the top 10. So has the 41, Angel Olvera, now up into the 10th position. As right there, Ace Garcia got by Brennan Wilmington. He's up into 4th. Now potentially looking to get by Anderson for 3rd. And here they go once again for the lead. Here comes Alford to the inside of Brad Stover. These two cannot stop switching the lead back and forth. Alford's going to clear Stover for the time being, but we'll have to see if Stover can potentially cross the 20 over. It looks like he might try it. Not quite close enough to make a move just yet, but these two, they've been swapping the lead back and forth already so much. These two are giving it their all. Stover took a peek there. He's going to try to go for a move. Not quite going to get there just yet, but look out. Here comes the 13 of Max Anderson. He's now entered the picture for the race lead. He's right on the gearbox of Brad Stover. Ace Garcia and Brennan Wilmington dropping back just a little bit, but still trying to stay in it. Oh, here we go. Anderson trying to take a peek down to the inside of Stover. Stover is going to put the block on him. 13 just wasn't close enough to dive down to the inside just yet. Ooh, that wasn't the best corner there from Brad Stover. Could Anderson potentially go for it here? He's going to take a peek down to the inside. He's going to get to the inside of Stover through 1 and 2. And Anderson is going to be up to the 2nd position here on lap 25. Hasn't quite got clear of Stover just yet. And now he's going to clear Stover off of turn number 4. Move Anderson up to 2nd. Wilmington's trying to look down to the inside of Garcia. He's going to get down to the inside through turns 1 and 2. They're going to be side by side down the back straightaway. This is what I was kind of talking about. Ace Garcia, he's actually kind of holding his own on the outside. Outside's kind of gotten rubbered in by now. So, Wilmington is still going to clear him, but he definitely had to work there to get past Ace Garcia. But move Wilmington back up to 4th. Taking a look back here, Bradley Bradshaw's up to 7th. John Stewart up to 8th. Gutierrez up to 9th. Zidell's falling back down to 10th. Taking a look through the field. There's Thomas Troxel. He's stuck on the outside now. He's falling back just a little bit. Last time they crossed the line, he was 18th. But he's getting passed by Fitzwater there and Ace Garcia, so I believe around this time around he'll cross the line 20th. So Troxel definitely not liking the sight of Angel Olvera running in the top 10. But how about this? Max Anderson. So honestly, it's not an NR offline race without missing a pass for the lead, and Max Anderson has swooped by the 20 of Avery Alford and already has opened up a 2/10 gap to the 20 car. We'll have to see if he can maybe keep that gap, but it looks like Alfred might have closed in. Actually, no, Alfred didn't close in. Actually lost about 0.06 of a second. Max Anderson said he's got a fast car here today. But yeah, Alfred, he's not out of it just yet. Closed in there a little bit. And he's trying to get back up to that 13, but I think these three might be the ones to watch out for. Max Anderson, Avery Alfred, Brad Stover. I think they've probably got the fastest cars here tonight. But hey, still got quite a bit of ways to go here in this race, but we are approaching halfway home here at the Richmond International Raceway, and with that, we should be getting close to approaching pit stops. And that'll really be interesting, because might see a couple of different strategy calls. We might see some cars come in as soon as the cycle opens. We might see some cars wait until the tail end of the cycle to come in. So that'll be really interesting. Ace Garcia, he's made his way back up to 4th, and he's actually trying to close in on these guys to potentially get himself up into the battle for the race lead. Wilmington's currently sitting in 5th, but Scott Baranowskis all up his gearbox. Bradley Bradshaw's also up here. Angel Oliveira is now up to 8th. Stewart is in 9th, and Zaydell currently still rounds out your top 10. But yeah, Anderson's kind of maintaining that gap to Alford. And just as I say that, Anderson doesn't have the best turns 1 and 2. Alford's looking to the inside. Not quite going to get there just yet. And it's going to stay in behind the 13, but Alford's still looking to potentially get by, peeking to the inside in 1 and 2. Not quite close enough just yet. Max Anderson and oh, Max Anderson! He's blown up from the race lead! Oh my goodness! Oh, look out, getting down, he gets pounded by the 23, and he's on top of the 41. We got a pile up down the back straightaway. Oh my word. Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. You know, I was kind of talking with some people earlier, and we kind of brought up the fact that it honestly seems like, as of late, a lot of the leaders in some of these races, especially on the channel, has had misfortunes in the last couple races. Nicholas Samadillo over in the Walmart Cup Series at Bristol blowing up from the lead. And then you had... oh, let me think. You had Travis Crampton with an issue at Coda. And, oh my goodness, now Max Anderson blows up from the race lead here at Richmond. And that, oh my goodness, that is a terrible, terrible break for the 13 of Max Anderson. As you can see, pit stops going on right now, and it's going to be Avery Alford leading the field off of the pit lane. Stover's going to be in 2nd. And Bradley Bradshaw's in 3rd, but... oh my goodness, I don't know what to say right now. That was... wow, oh my goodness. That's going to take the 13 out of the race. That's also going to take John Stewart, Richard Kinghart, and Justin Zaydell. Terrible break for all those guys. Luna Lona right now is a lap down. And then Angel Oliveira, 13 of Anderson, after getting rear-ended by the 23, landed on top of the 41. Wow. Well, I have, like I said, I have no idea what to say right now, but we'll just have to take a quick look at what happened to bring us under our first caution of the night here at the Smithfield, Virginia 100K. You cannot make this up. Max Anderson in the 13, while leading the race, blows an engine. And as you're going to see here, he's going to try and get down to the inside, but nowhere for the 23 of John Stewart to go. Rear ends the 13, and the 13 is actually going to land on the front end of the 41 of Angel Oliveira. And meanwhile, back here, the 23 is going to go spinning. Nowhere for Justin Zaidel to go. It's going to slam into the 23, and yeah, at this point, everyone's just going to pile in because they just have nowhere to go. I mean, this all happened so fast, just no reaction time to get the car slowed down, and Richard Kinghart and Luna Lona just going to slide in with nowhere to go. Fitzwater, it looks like he was able to get it wound up in time. Looks like he just stopped short of the 25 of Zaidel. And then eventually the 13 is going to get spun off the nose of the 41 and is going to go sliding in turns 3 and 4. I don't think he's going to collect anybody else. But yeah, an absolutely incredible wreck, and Noah Clifton is going to get a piece of it right there at the end. But yeah, I have absolutely no words for what just happened here at the Richmond International Raceway. And that is for sure going to take a couple of strong cars out of this race. But we'll get you one more replay here at full speed, and we'll get y'all back to the racing action here from the Smithfield, Virginia 100K at the Richmond International Raceway. Taking a look at all the events in full speed. There goes the engine on that number 13 of Max Anderson. And like I said, he tries to get down to the inside to get out of harm's way, but just nowhere for anybody to go and no time to react for anybody involved in this incident. And yeah, that is a heartbreaker for everyone involved in this race, especially, Max Anderson, who was leading at the time. And, oh my goodness. But, still got quite a bit ways to go here at the Smithfield, Virginia 100K. What'll be really interesting is that wreck happened a little bit before the pit entry opened. So this is going to be interesting to see what everyone does during the pit cycles and how everything cycles out on the restart here from the Smithfield, Virginia 100K. Welcome back to the Richmond International Raceway for the Smithfield, Virginia 100K, wrapping up our first caution of the night, and a bizarre caution at that, which is going to take Justin Zaidel, John Stewart, Max Anderson, and Richard Kinghart out of the race, and also left Luna Lona one lap down. So Lona's going to be restarting on the inside. So that's really going to make things interesting, because if Luna gets a good start and Alfred doesn't get started well, Alfred's going to be stuck up on that outside as they go into turn number 1. But going to restart here on lap number 44. Avery Alfred's going to lead the field back to the green flag. We're racing once again here at Richmond, and yeah, Luna Lona off the pace in that number 16. And that's going to allow Alfred to easily clear for the race lead. And Alfred's going to pit! Oh no! Problem for the number 20. I don't know what happened, and Wilmington's blown up as well. Where's the 34 at? There's the 34. Says he's had an engine failure, but he's deep in the field, so they might have fixed it under caution. I don't know. Oh man, I really don't know what's going on. That caution just completely flipped this race onto its head, and now the race leader is the 54 of Bradley Bradshaw, who's now out in front of Brad Stoper. Trey Smith After that cycle of stops, restarted up in the top 10. He's now up to third, and you got Aaron Abel, Christian Vargas now up here. You got Ace Garcia still up here, Dylan Matthews, Skylar Taylor, Angel Gutierrez, and crossed the line last time by. Braden Perez was the last car in the top 10, but he's being challenged by the 8 of Tanner Parton. But back out front, Bradshaw's trying to pull away now on that number 54. Brad Stover now in second, trying to fend off the 79 of Trey Smith. Haven't talked about Trey Smith much at all this season. Got into a couple incidents last week at COTA. He's not had the best season, neither has Otter Island Motorsports, but Smith looking for a good run here today, especially with Zidell now out of the race. And Trey Smith, he's going to pass Brad Stover here for a second. Christian Vargas up here. He started on pole last week at COTA. Didn't have the race that he would have liked. Still finished inside the top 10, but I know he was definitely looking for a better result than that. He's up here in the top 5. Now trying to get to the gearbox of Brad Stover. But something else that could be really, really interesting about especially the timing of that caution was that it happened right before the pit window opened. So now the big question is, can these guys make it to the end? Because honestly, I don't think they can. So the strategy game has been blown wide open. And could potentially see even a fuel mileage race here. I don't know. We'll just have to wait and see what happens. But I guess with the time of that caution, I don't think they can make it to the end. We'll just have to wait and see. Stover got back by Trey Smith for second, but Smith is going to pass him right back. And how about Angel Gutierrez in the 49? Making his way through the field, now up to 6th, I believe, getting past Dylan Matthews. And I know Angel Gutierrez is definitely looking for a good run here today. Has not had the start of the season they were looking for, especially after the big expectations brought into this season after the Indy 250 win last season. But running good here today, and speaking of a good run, how about Thomas Troxel? Running now inside the top 10, and this is going to be a huge points day for him, considering Angel Olvera getting involved in that accident. Where is Olvera? There is Olvera right now, currently running in the 22nd position. And really unfortunate there for Olvera getting caught up in a misfortune. Wasn't even their fault for the second week in a row. And this time it's probably going to cost her the points lead. But looking back up front, Vargas making a move on Trey Smith for third. Stover got back by the 79 for second. Vargas now up into the podium places. Ace Garcia managed to stay up here through all of that chaos. He's still running in the 5th position. Troxel's now in 6th. Gutierrez 7th. Zachary Fitzwater also. Fitzwater is up in that points battle, so this is going to be a really good points day for him. Matthews hanging on to 9th, and Skylar Taylor trying to make their way up here into the top 10. Right now, Bradley Bradshaw with the race lead has a pretty decent sized gap now to the 99 of Stover. Bradshaw got the win at Homestead and hasn't really done too much since. Had a pretty quiet season since then, but looking to turn the volume up once again and become the first multi-time winner this season. But this is going to be interesting. They're catching the slow car, the 16 of Luna Lona, who's also the teammate to Bradley Bradshaw. This is going to make things really interesting here. Vargas right to the gearbox of Stover. Vargas trying to go for second here. Is he going to try to go for a move in 1 and 2? He's not quite close enough just yet, but here we go. Bradshaw has caught the 16 of Lona, and Lona's going to hold him up just a little bit. Bradshaw is going to get to the inside, though, and clear the number 16. And oh boy, this is going to be interesting. Vargas trying to use the 16 as a pick as he tries to get by Brad Stover. And the 16 is going to move up into second, but he's going to get held up by the 16, and he's finally going to get down to the inside of the 16. Trey Smith trying to follow the 0-0 through, and Stover is getting held up on that outside by the 16. Finally going to get down in front of the 27 of Ace Garcia. But now Bradley Bradshaw has a 1 second lead over the 0-0 of Christian Vargas. Stover with a big dive underneath the 79 of Trey Smith, trying to take third back away. You got a couple guys back here trying to make their way into this fight. Angel Gutierrez, Thomas Truxell, Zachary Fitzwater. Out front, Bradley Bradshaw's about in his own world right now, just trying to bring it home and get Scuderia Team Velocity and himself their second win on the season, and propel himself back up into the points battle. See, Bradshaw, I'm pretty sure he's still top 10 in points. Let me just double check. Yeah, Bradshaw coming into this race, still 5th in the point standings. So although it's been a quiet year for him, he's still been putting up pretty consistent results. And this could be a really good points day for him today if he can pull this win off. And for everybody else right now that's behind Angel Oliveira. And speaking of which, Thomas Truxell, he's mowing his way through these cars. Ooh, big dive down to the inside of Brad Stover. Truxell's made his way up at the top 5, now trying to get to the inside of Stover for 4th. And Truxell, he's going to make that look easy. Angel Gutierrez and Zachary Fitzwater also trying to follow through. And the gap staying pretty steady between Bradley Bradshaw and Christian Vargas. Wonder if maybe Vargas and Bradshaw are just kind of trying to abide by their time. Because like I said, it is pretty uncertain whether or not these guys are going to be able to make it to the end. But Thomas Truxell, he's definitely not abiding by his time. He's now trying to get to the inside of Trey Smith for 3rd. Truxell looking to get his first win on the season and looking to potentially take the points lead here today. He's now clear for the 3rd position in that 52. Fitzwater to the inside as well. Fitzy up to the 4th position. And that time by Christian Vargas lost quite a bit, about 3/10 to the 54 of Bradshaw. Taking a look back here, Wilmington has made his way back under the top 10, and it's still Tanner Parton rounding out the top 10 as we speak. Chris Reynolds trying to make his way back through the field in that 73. And Trey Smith actually now looking back to the inside of Zachary Fitzwater. He's got a little bit of help there from the number 49 of Angel Gutierrez, but now Gutierrez trying to get down to the inside for the 4th position. And how about Angel Gutierrez? He's going to clear the 79. Here comes Ace Garcia in the 27, trying to get in on this action. And there we go. Thomas Truxell closing to the 0-0 of Christian Vargas. Have to see if he can potentially make a move because, oh boy, Truxell got checked up there a little bit. I thought he might be coming to pit road there for a second. It's not going to be the case though just yet, at least. But just got a couple laps to go here from the Richmond International Raceway. This time by, I believe it'll be 6 laps to go for Bradley Bradshaw and that Scuderia Team Velocity team. Just trying to abide by his time and coast that thing home. Looking back through here. Nobody coming in just yet. Thomas Truxell, though, trying to get to the inside of Christian Vargas. Not quite going to get there just yet. Now he's going to try to get to the inside. And he's going to try to dive it in, but he's just not close enough just yet to get to the inside of that 0-0. He's going to have another shot at it down the front stretch as we got 4 laps to go. Here from Richmond, they're side by side for 2nd. And Truxell's going to get by. And Truxell up to 2nd. He might finish 2nd today for the 4th time this season. And that number 52, 3 laps to go. He's quick, but I don't know if he's quick enough. Might not be enough time to catch the 54 of Bradley Bradshaw. We'll just have to wait and see. Bradshaw coming around to 2 laps to go. Here from the Smithfield, Virginia 100K. Oh boy, they're catching Luna Lona once again. Troxel's closing. He closed about 2/10 that last time by, but just not enough with the lead that Bradshaw has. And here they come. White flag is in the air. 1 lap to go for Bradley Bradshaw. He's going to make it look easy. He's going to sail by the 16 of Luna Lona. And down the back straightaway for the final time. Is he going to have enough to make it home? It looks like he is. He could coast from here. Bradley Bradshaw, 2nd win on the season. He wins the Smithfield, Virginia 100K here from the Richmond International Raceway. And boy, what a crazy race that was. There's a 41 of Olvera. That's interesting. I don't think Olvera could make it. And coming around, that's going to be a 25th place finish for your points leader. There's the 78, Jay Knapp. He probably couldn't make it either. But man, oh man, Bradley Bradshaw is going to have his 2nd win on the season. And he's going to become the first multi-time winner this season. Boy, what a race that was. But taking a look at your finishing results here, Bradley Bradshaw gets the win here at the Smithfield, Virginia 100K. Thomas Troxel is going to nab his 4th 2nd place finish in 6 races. That is unbelievable consistency, but like I said, I think Troxel just wishes that at least some of those 2nd places would have come in much different contexts. But looking on down, Christian Vargas is going to round out your podium places in that number 00 for Dog Pound Incorporated. Good result there for him. And taking a look further on down, Angel Gutierrez is going to come home in 4th. Zachary Fitzwater rounds out your top 5. And then you got Trey Smith in the 79, Ace Garcia, Brendan Wilmington, John Andrews, and Chris Reynolds is going to round out your top 10. But, oh boy, what? What an absolutely incredible event that was. But, next race, it's going to be the Oracle Fort Worth 125K at the Texas Motor Speedway. That race should be going up on Friday, April 12th at 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. And I hope to see you all there. But, and, you know what? After Texas will be Kansas, and then after that you got the Indy Road Course, and then we will be at the Indianapolis 250. Really looking forward to that. But once again, congratulations to Bradley Bradshaw for winning the Smithfield, Virginia 100K, and I will see you all in Texas. Y'all take care and have a good one. Here are your point standings after race number 6 on the season.